So guys, today we're talking about Destiny Rising's endgame. With the main campaign now finished with for the time being, the endgame systems have now been unlocked to us. This includes the Acclaim system, as well as some brand new activities, as well as some new events that we're going to be mentioning here as well to get some free exotic rewards. And we're also going to be talking about some systems as well that will help you get some very easy exotic weapons. With that said, let's first talk about the Acclaim feature, which is up here in the right hand corner. This is going to be replacing where the normal daily quests were for main story, and this is basically an account-wide rank that will be increasing each day with the server level cap system similar to the main story, and just by increasing this rank you're going to be getting some free Acclaim bonuses. Now the main way you're going to be upgrading this is just by upgrading different characters and different weapons, and these Acclaim bonuses are going to be helping you tremendously with just your general end game grind. Things like getting a boost to your exotic artifact drop rate, or getting more Iron Commander Ops authorizations, alongside more drops of exotic mods and Mobius clusters, Morgan's Prey wish fulfillments, character light linked companions, getting more of those, unlocks ×2 Gauntlet Onslaught rewards, Iron Companion Ops are shortened in time, as well as unlocks ×2 legendary campaign rewards. So getting to these higher ranks is going to be very good for your overall account, and the main way that I've been doing this is just by focusing on the characters that I like and just upgrading them, as well as getting many weapons here. Some easy upgrades are going to be just acquiring weapons. You might just have some different engrams that you can claim to get these different mythic weapons to then max out the foundry unlocks here. Just by finding these weapons you're going to be getting some reputation, but the main boost here comes with unlocking or upgrading different characters. Now these characters all have their own unique challenges here to go and do, and just by doing these you're going to be progressing through your bronze, silver and gold challenges. Doing these, once again, going to be feeding into that main rank here, which is what you want to be focusing on. And as of right now, I am Acclaim rank 8, which means exotic artifacts are going to be dropping way more consistently, which is very helpful. Now, alongside this Acclaim feature and just general upgrading of that, some other stuff that you're going to gain access to is brand new modes. Now, the Expanse is basically just an upgraded version of the main Xur mode, which has 10 waves of challenges for you to do, and upon completing every 10 waves you're going to get rewarded. Alongside every 3 waves you're also going to get some mini rewards as well. Now every 10 waves the difficulty does increase drastically, but the rewards are definitely worth it. As you can see, you're going to get a whole load of Lumia leaves, as well as these artifactual dusts used to upgrade artifact level, and then you're also going to get a whole load of elemental fruit, which is very handy for a whole load of systems here within the end game of Destiny Rising. Now alongside the Expanse we also have Calamity Ops, which is going to be very important for getting these incandescent clusters used to upgrade your different character relic abilities and weapon mastery upgrades. Now the Calamity Ops playlist is basically just the strike playlist, but there's now a score tied to it, so get through those activities very fast. It's going to be increasing your overall score and increasing the overall rewards that you get. So getting these things done as much as you possibly can, it's going to be very handy. But obviously if you aren't at the correct power yet, I would probably wait until you are at that power, so then you can go ahead and get even more rewards. Alongside the Expanse and Calamity Ops, we then also have the legendary campaign here, which is going to be your main source of getting upgrades for your exotic weapons. You're going to be getting things like contextual datasets, which is used for crafting the different exotic catalysts for these weapons. You're going to be getting things like superposed photons used for finding exotic weapons, alongside these exotic weapon infusion cores, which are also used for refining exotic weapons. But the main reward here is going to come from your first time attempt rewards. These are going to reward you with exotic weapon parameters. These are what you can use in order to just craft different random exotic weapons within your synthesizer tab here in your main inventory screen. So you pull out the ghost, go to inventory and then synthesize. Down here at the bottom you can literally just craft any exotic weapon that you want. Now it's completely random which one you get, but some of these do reward you with a higher chance of getting exotics that you don't already own, which is going to be very helpful. Now exotics are a huge boost to your overall character level, so you should definitely be focusing on getting as many of these things as possible, and you can focus any type of exotic from the different exotic weapon loot pools, so just be sure to craft the correct one for the weapon that you are hunting. And if you're worried about getting a duplicate weapon, don't worry too much, because getting duplicate exotic weapons will actually boost them, as it's their main way of increasing their catalysts levels and stuff. So getting duplicate weapons is very much a good thing for you to do, especially if you really like the exotic weapon in particular. Now, other ways you're going to be getting those exotic parameters is by coming to the bounty board here and seeing that there is a reward track that will reward you each week for just completing these daily and weekly bounties. Now, these bounties are very easy to do, and exotic weapon parameters are very useful. Alongside this, you're also going to get these frontline key codes, which are used to get different weapon mods from the main patrollable spaces, those being Jiangxi Metro and the Red Sea Rift. Completing these front lines is going to reward you with a whole load of weapon mods, which is an easy way of getting power on your different weapons. So getting these key codes and using them before the next Monday is very much worth doing, especially because they delete themselves every week. So be sure to spend those every week so you can max out how many mods you are getting. Now, alongside all those features, let's now talk the artifact gilding system. So if you come to your artifacts, you will now see that the Zer or 9 themed icon at the top here has now been unlocked. This is the main gilding feature for your artifacts, and it's basically a free stat boost that you'll be giving to your characters. And these upgrades do cost a load of elemental fruit, depending on which stat you upgrade. So for the health stat, it's going to cost solar fruit. For the defense stat or shield stat, it's going to cost void fruit, and for the defense stat you have arc fruit being the mandatory option there. Now, upgrading these is just going to grant you flat out boosts, but it's going to be a great way for getting Acclaim rank. But just boosting these is going to be a great resource for just general stat bumps, as well as gaining power for your different characters. And once you get to these higher ranks, you are of course going to need a new exotic item, which comes from the expanse activity, probably at those higher levels. And you can see the final upgrade here is going to cost a whole load of elemental fruit, so make sure you are spending your Pinnacle power wisely so you can get as much fruit as possible if you want to be maxing out this system on multiple different characters. Speaking of Pinnacle power is going to be way more important than it already is, because this is going to be your main roadblock in terms of progressing through this game. So just make sure that you are spending it wisely, like you know what you are going to be getting. So if you need different weapons, say your weapons are a little bit low, make sure you go into the correct activity to get the correct weapons you are after. Maybe you're trying to get an exotic weapon to drop, because yes, you can go into strikes and other activities and just have those things drop. Now, by spending Pinnacle power, they are going to be more likely to drop. Say for example, Pinnacle power here from strikes, you have a 3% chance of getting these exotics to drop, but with just basic rewards, it's down to a 1.02% chance. So just take note of that before spending any Pinnacle power. Make sure you know what resources you're going to be getting from that Pinnacle power spending, and make sure you know which ones you're going to get from non-Pinnacle power completions. Basically, just be smart with your Pinnacle power spending, and make sure you're getting the most out of it. And one other thing you're going to be unlocking in the end game is of course the black market here. A great shop to be getting different high quality level items. Now, one thing that I need to note is that the black market coins here can be exchanged for silver. So this is kind of a pay to win almost shop where you can get these higher rarity items for actual money. So let's say I want to get these exotic weapon parameters, which are used for getting exotic weapons. You can just go ahead and purchase silver to then convert those into the black market tokens. Now, I'm not going to be doing this because I don't really want to be spending a load of money on this game, but if you feel inclined to, you can do this if you would like to. But that being said, you can get these materials very easily, so do not feel pressured into spending money to get these different items. Now, just to end off here, I do want to mention some brand new events which are very much worth taking a part in. The main one here being the efforts rewarded, which is going to give you a free partridge sky exotic sword. So if you're a fan of Jolder or Finala, this sword is going to be very good, so definitely take advantage of this event while it's here. And the event is super easy and will give you a free currency for you to exchange for a whole load of different rewards, so make sure you are doing that as well. But yeah, that's it for this event. Make sure you're checking this events tab for any other events that are going on to give you free exotics, because like I've said, exotics are going to be a great way for just overall increasing your character's power level. With that said though, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. With that all said, I'll see you all in the next one.